the content here is going to be the Wolf Moon Bell Project, exclusively for my Divine Collective. So on the left side, I have terrestrial tarot deck, the Creating Powers intro card, listing its contents, its intent. It is a warm official welcome. Left side. On the right side, we received 4 of Swords in reverse, listed as authority. Okay. So, okay. What it says on part of the intro is reality is full of power. Power looks for form. A person can provide that form. So as we know that when we're exorcised, that's the first time that I've ever read that. But what do we want to say about this? This is similarly to when we're working out. We're looking either to get toned, healthier, and or what do they call it? Receive massive gains. Okay. And so in order to maximize on any of those planes, we must have proper form. So to those that seek, we'll absolutely find it. Those that are doing it just to check off the box are not going to see the same results. But I'm seeing that my collective, on the doing side, are doing the work, are not just inquiring about form, but as a querent, you are legitimately a, we are legitimately a seeker. This implies this is the Page of Swords is present in active form. This is healing energy. This is getting your rest, your break time in, your rest days, as well as the performance of that actual form. So this is very good. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Devil card in reverse. So this is now some people may count calories, they may go on certain diets and whatnot, but this is following a regimen that is internally guided. You know your own body. I do not have a PhD or the studies that proclaim my methods as officially widely accepted and effective, but nonetheless, this is all accurate in not having to micromanage or obsess about these factors. Okay. So on the top of the deck, I did not see that part. 4 of Cups in reverse. You know, it's multiple choice question, advanced version. You follow your internal compass. Well-being. Oh my gosh, it's listed as well-being. Holy smokes. Actually, it's 6 of Cups in reverse. You're a friend upon yourself. Okay. So I get the feeling that some, you know, within exercising or whatnot have taken on several methods of remedy to better oneself. However, this is a new, like, comfort area in nestling to something a little different. And this is going with your own flow. Because nobody knows what you're dealing with. Nobody knows what your resources are. So you got to make sense out of it. Okay. So the Wolf Moon Bell Project exclusively for my Divine Collective. What do you want to say? Now I'm going to ask my extraterrestrial Divine Fam, now knowing that I have an official channel, open channel, protected channel to converse with. So what do you want to say about that? My extraterrestrial Divine Fam, what do you want to say? Okay. King of Wands opening up to the Queen of Wands in reverse. Again, the Devil card in reverse. So this tells me, because the Devil card is in reverse, that this Queen of Wands is a practitioner that is aloof when she needs to be, but moreover, as a default, new way of being, for at least this present moment, is to display her diligence and discipline in the practice by the area of discernment. So that to get a better picture of what's going on, you must stand back. You must be detached rather than, I would say, withdrawn. So detached doesn't mean that you don't appreciate a certain subject, an area of interest. But withdrawn does certainly imply it. Let's say from artist to artist or practitioner to practitioner. When you're detached from a subject, the artist can better, can better reach you, because you're not like that yes man and like, oh, I'm at a museum, so I am proposed to find the appreciation in a certain subject according to what the artist's intent was. So you formulate your own bonds with what the artist has portrayed. Then you can go back and look at their notes too. But the first part of it, the primary part of it, as the King of Wands would relay, is that you don't strengthen nor initiate these long-term bonds, these solid bonds, by being a yes man, by agreeing to everything. So one thing that this brings to notice is that when you know that someone's lying to you, cheating you from the truth, they're going to agree with everything that you say, right? That's how you know there's a red flag. And that's what I noticed in within certain interactions, that they've been too too reflective of my own journey, in a fact that like, oh, they're just like, okay, I remember these notes about Tina, these facts or whatever. In order to get closer to her, I'm just going to say like, I had a similar story, so I have more buy-in, a greater advantage into that buy-in. And I was talking to my son about this from the last experience on that evening car read, and the guy, he said I didn't like, to the point where like, I recall saying like, if I'm ever going to date someone, it's going to come down to the level of doing an ID check. Like I'm a doorman myself. I'm going to go ahead and check your ID. And while handing it to me, he said, you know, I make fake IDs too, like almost as a joke. And so people are kind of doomed to tell on themselves when you're living in your own truth. Your best truth. And so that didn't add up, because he said he got, like, from previous conversations, just tying it all together, standing back, like, okay, assessing the picture. Okay, so let's do the math here. So you say you're 30 years old. You got over a 10-year relationship, so then you initiated, let's say, you know, just looking at that math alone, okay, 20 years old, or maybe late teens. But then he also said that it took 7 years, like, to get over it. So it's like, you're getting over a relationship that, like, you were 13, 14, maybe, you know, and it just didn't really make sense. So the math ain't mathing. And, you know, I captured this in hindsight, and I'm not going to frown upon my experience and saying like, I should have caught it sooner, because that's where the ego is like, I should have known better. And so you scrutinize and you know, downplay your abilities. But no, like, all the observations are meant to teach you for the next run. And so the King of Wands is conversing with the Queen of Wands, the counterpart, and in relaying this type of advice. Now, I feel as though this is interchangeable, but either way, it's within the wand suit. And this is captured actually over a week's time, or several weeks' time, because wands depicts the timeline of weeks. So from one week to another, you're able to fully assess, like, you have enough material within 1 week, but definitely more than sufficient material within 2 weeks. So whenever you enter a place, a grouping, a certain entity, um, uh, those type of relationships, you can eat. That's why I guess I'm seen as a fast learner. Give me a second here. Soul Ranger is on here, and I'm not going to waste my ammo on this particular character, so I'm going to remove him. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, he has been removed, or she has been removed. The constant request in asking me to put on a COVID mask is very, not just peculiar, but very particular. So, again, people tell on themselves. They've erased their comments from the prior, as well as the other commentary provided by, I believe, my ex. Just because it was way too similar. The behaviorisms were way too similar. Gauging from what's verbally outputted, as well as electronically through text. So, so he's asked again, and I'm going to go ahead and report him. As spam. Okay. He comes up again. I'm going to find a way to block him. So, what shall we do here? Okay, what else do you want to tell me? My divine panel. The Hierophant, otherwise known as the Priest. Again, 6 of Cups in reverse. Bottom of the deck is 10 of Fire in reverse, the Profound Power. So this is dropping any kind of burdens. Oh, so yeah, I think they're all coming in full force here. I thought I remembered to remove the commentary. But now Psycho Red here is coming in through. And let me see here. We'll put them in a timeout. I love it. 24 hours. Excellent. Okay. So do not mind my lack of response to any comments. I'm only going to welcome love and light here. So all others may be dealt with on more isolated terms. Okay, we're not wasting any ammo here. Okay, definitely. All right, so this is a what do we want to say about this? Give me a second. All right. So, sometimes when we face people who we know do not mean well, but say like these flowery words and try to compliment you in order to get your buy-in and lower your guard. It may seem a little out of box for us, but that's, you know, in those declines, and that's what we must do. Better form, right? We know that in order to do a bicep curl, it's very much like a yes moment. And that's very different from a tricep curl. Is that a tricep extension? So when we're looking at that, sometimes we need to kick back the energy. We realize in order to firm up our arms, that it's not necessarily your usual like bicep curl. That's not going to cure everything. To get that, to get the form that we'd like, we have to, you know, kick back that energy. So they're saying something about self-defense within those mechanisms of energetics, that you know what's best when you really pay attention to yourself, and rather than the distractions of primitive prompts. Yes, let's say it that way. Okay, so my divine panel of 8. Oh, actually, no, my extraterrestrial divine fam. Anything else that you want to say with regards to these energies that are, okay, the ruler in reverse. These are people who, within their own vicinity, are like fear mongers, you know, to its extreme extent. So they're recognized in their power, not through triumphs of success, but rather defeating energy, destroying energy. And so, yeah, that's it. That's all there is to that. 3 of Cups, okay, faced by the 7 of Swords in reverse and air in reverse. So this is 8 of Swords. This is trapped energy, pinned them down, pin down the BS. Yeah, so this is something to celebrate. You know, this is wonderful, and it's in its own blessing, because I'm able to, these sources are meant to teach. They're, how do I say it? Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do? Run away from it? What am I going to do? Ignore it? No, the best option really is to, for this particular case, in a mix of, like, kind of, what is it? Tailgating my collective, is to identify how to deal with it. And that's that. Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to put on some lipstick. Delicious. Okay. You know, that's that, you know. Internal volatility. That's yours, not mine. And neither my collectives. All right. So moving on, my extraterrestrial fam, divine fam. What do you want to say for the Wolf Moon Bell Project? What would you like to convey? 8 of Wands, vision. I have a bunch of visionaries here. Therefore, they are creatives. In whatever industry or role you play, you are recognized as a channel, a communicator. So looking at the root system, you are the varying facets of the main channel. And I would have to say that's very much appreciated. You know, I learned to overcome rather than succumb to my ego in saying like, oh, you know, they're copying this or copying that in my messaging. I've I've learned to accept that everyone has their own path and walks in life. And it's a blessing, again, in disguise to say the notification system is like me delegating to, and I'm not saying like I'm the sole provider, but I'm a dominant provider at that, is what they're saying. So when I have kin energy, admiring type of energy that are within the same industry or similar industries, um, um, disseminating information, you get to value the reach in the fact that they have their own collective as well. And so it's that's a blessing. Like, you don't, how do I say it? I didn't get to really digest that until I started like low-key working with other creatives. And so we're from I would say probably different industries, but relative. And that was the key turner for me. I don't receive public accolades from these other creatives, nor do I prompt them or request or feel that a lacking, because I don't. We do our work, we're focused, and we produce like phenomenal results on each of our ends. We reach our own collectives, and there's success on both regions. So that's excellent. Like, could you ask for anything more? Like, they said that I can do it on my own, but it's like, why forego the opportunity to work with other visionaries that have an alignment in perspectives, you know? It takes a village for greater growth, I would have to say. Bottom of the deck, 2 of coins in reverse, duality, followed up by 2 of wands, focus. Now, master number 22 is here. I think it's like master builder, master partner. Looking just at numerology and its duplication side by side. So this is like picking up. Hold on, let me get these two together. Yeah, reaching the 10 of Cups. Yeah. So this is sizing things up correctly, like knowing what's out there and knowing what's both viable and useful when like another man's trash is another man's treasure type of energy. So this is like the dropped energy, like things are kind of loading, things are things have that's what I'm looking at here. Yeah. So this is definitely a display of resourcefulness. So like with this energy interaction, I don't know if you can see the full-on like me just trying to figure out how to like mediate those, how do I say it, those would just completely, some people would completely trash that energy, but we have to find gratitude in every offering, right? Even the varying degrees of the unfavorable, those encased with unfavorable intent. And so you pick that up and you're like, okay, you know what? I could use this. My divine collective could use this. So you thank the energy for the lesson and they are dismissed. So it's like pushing buttons on the control panel without being triggered. Like, you know what? Before you push it, I'm going to push it. I saw where your eyes fell. I'll go ahead and push that one. What else? But it's also having like an encoding system, which is like if somebody's going to push it before I do in order to trigger, there's like this you know, like macros on a keyboard. They don't know the coding that you've placed that shortcuts whatever they intended. That there's like a certain combo, like Control Alt Delete, or that there's a default in which they push this button that's like ER, emergency, etc. That actually like routes back to like it's a trick button. Yes. It's a trick button that actually does the quite like the opposite, or initiates a different realm of resolution. So so thank you to the sincere compliments that come through. Let's put it that way. Three of Swords, the three-forked road, opening up to the wheel of life. So back to the content of the Wolf Moon Bell Project, exclusively for my Divine Collective. 10-3. So 103 is an angel number here. I'd say life has become more simpler in navigating because we have recognized the different patternings of intent, and we formulate our own playbook for sure. So if we're looking at a three-forked road, it may seem complicated and like, where do we go? Kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You know, you got that three. It's actually just a two-forked road, but there's three paths. Anyway, what they're showing me here, this is the first time that I've received this, is that 103 is an angel number, but 104 is a fluctuation. So 104 would be in the becoming of the angel number here, because we recognize that there's actually four paths. One leaning into the options of three paths. So what they're showing me here is there's a left-handed path, the right-handed path, and the middle path. So by free will, there's a freedom within this collective of what choices one takes. So even let's say as a bus driver or Uber driver or some kind of driver with a +1 housed in that vehicle, you have to make the decision. The designated driver is to make the decision with its backseat participants trusting on this driver. Trusting this driver. So there's like a bilateral, like a reading between the lines, there's bilateral trust. Otherwise, why would you, you know, house someone, like why would you take someone with you on the journey? For sure. So I don't think the three-forked road is meant to pose any threat, any feeling of conflict. This is simply a recognition of what is. And yeah, I think that's all that I gotta say on that. Jade, I'm not doing any readings, any free readings today, outside of topic. Though I appreciate your interest in the request. I do those normally on, what do you call it? Is it Twitch? Is it Twitch? Holy crud. I think it is. Yeah. So I do those from time to time on Twitch. But no, I seldom do them on this forum. Just, that's how I'm called to do it. Okay. clarification on this. 5 of Wands in reversal. Battle in reversal. So, moving back to, let's say, the Wizard of Oz and approaching what should be very simplified once provided with directions. The scrutiny of being faced with such a choice. And knowing that there's complexities to each path, including the right-handed path. So there's no wrongdoing other than to say stay stumped in that location, just as, let's say, the scarecrow. And what was his slogan? If I only had a brain. do 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 do. So this is moving out of what is it? Like the deer stuck in headlights kind of energy. This is moving out of what does Chidi say in is it the good place? Yeah. What did he say? It's not about procrastination. When you kind of freeze up in thought. So I'm not gonna, because of all the like oogity boogities and all the attempts, I'm just going to flow and not get fixated on the phrasing. So yeah, so this is good. All right. So the Wolf Project, or the Wolf Moon Bell Project, Queen of Swords in reverse. This is kind of holding your tongue. So excuse me. Yeah, this is holding your tongue and just saving up that ammo. Yeah. Okay. The Wolf Moon Bell Project, exclusively for my divine collective. King of Cups in reverse, and then on the left side, 5 of Coins. Dislocation. There are some emotional manipulators here. You know what I mean? Like, have you seen those readings that are like, you know, what other people's thoughts are? Does your crush like you back? You know, that kind of energy. There's a lot of messaging that I've seen like trending for years now. And mm, there's just a bunch of fakers, you know what I mean? To take on your energy without having to be there. It's like the father that says, you know, that leaves you know, their kid or their family behind, and then they reappear after several years. And they say, hey, you know, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And all they're doing is, you know, sucking that energy out of you, your hopes out of you. Like that, it's a sick thrill. That they're never going to be there. Like it's not just disjointed, but dislocated. So there's already a severance. There's like you've been gone longer than you've actually been here. And now you're playing with my feelings and popping back into my life during like these key moments, thinking that or portraying as though that you're going to be the King of Cups and upstanding. And it never follows through. You might have like a little play date here and there. And I've seen this with one of my in-laws, and it's I would call it a tragedy at that. Because I got to see should I say, hold on, let me see. Page of Swords. No, this is all about the learning experience. So I got to see my niece go through those trials, and it was just so sad, because in cleaning out the house after a legit goodbye. I saw a note written when she was um, quite young, and it was like, "I hate you, Daddy. I, and it was just like scribbles to the point where it tore the page on notes, on pictures. Um, to see a child process that energy, you don't have to, it's like you're volunteered in to living vicariously through that character. Now, I can't say that I know everything that, like, I know what it feels like to be her or similar children, but I can read energy very well. And so being receptive to that energy, it's I wouldn't say it's just disheartening. Um Dislocation is a very good way to put it. Um it's not like torn, like you're compartmentalizing, like I feel torn on this subject. No, this is like breaking bones. This is meant to um um cause hurt. And this is done with negligence. So whether the conscious intent is there, it's very selfish energy in which a person suffering causes another to suffer, um, just by sheer locality, bloodlines. And so it's I don't really know what to say about that type of energy. But I know that I didn't get to this place without some of my own experiences. I know I didn't get this far and process what it means to live, and understand what it means to shine without that comparative view. So, it took me decades to get where I am. And so that's all that I've got to say there. Sometimes you want to save people from their own scenarios, but then you realize your reach is almost futile within those years of access, because of the dexterity of those situations. Like, you can't reach the person, you can't save a person because your particular positioning and their particular positioning, and then the logistics of everything else in the picture. So it's not necessarily giving up on a character, but just knowing your place. And I would say that is my um how do I say this? There is an area of gratitude in that type of exposure, and knowing that the best can come out of that situation for her as well. Yes, she's she's intelligent, but even the best of us can make the dumbest decisions. And I'm not saying that as an insult or a takedown. That's, it takes one to know one. And so, um, again, Page of Swords. We're all learning here. Okay. Um, so there's that. So I get a sense that everyone has their own bag of coins, let's say. So wealth can be conceived in a variety of forms. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, no. There's something else about it. So those struggling in certain capacities within their Four of Wands or expanded Four of Wands, home and hearth type of energy. I feel that there is an area of conflict now that things have settled down. Now that like the niceties of the holidays have dissipated, we're into the new year, halfway into the month, the starter up month, and we get to examine our relationships. We see like who there is to, easily howl with in this wolf moon. But there's also a notification system. So there's a, upfront beauty of it all. But then we also are aware of those that, are currently incapable of finding their own voice. And along any path, there's going to be some heartbreak. But one has to understand that futile efforts is not synonymous with how do I say it? Knowing, how do I say it? There's an area of inaction that that you can't like, even at first glance, translate as that you cannot assume as neglect. So you release the area of responsibility in the matter, or any judgment, exterior or interior, with regards to situationships. So you allow breathing room, and that's the best way to put it. Because there was a time where there was considerations to adopt her or take her under our wing. But from where I was at, I could not allow for the comprehensive struggles that I would rather not mention to influence my own children on a daily basis. It's like that hard to reach area, that like that itch on your back that you just can't itch because the reach is not quite there. The flexibility, the capabilities are not quite there. So you have to accept that and you move on, and you allow breathing room for other energetics to come into play. So this is feng shui in its etheric sense when it comes to those close to your heart. We had a very close-knit family, so we got to see the interior mechanics multiple times per week. And that exposure was very telling. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And again, this is an area of, some would call it selfish. Some would call it, I don't know, there's so many words that you can tie into it. But just understanding where you're at in the matter and where, you know, the collective under that intimate umbrella, like where they're at, it just didn't make sense. The formula just didn't make sense. It's not cookie cutter like fixings. So, okay, moving on. You just wish the best for the situation. And energetically, that is known. Okay. So this is 4 of Fire in reverse, right? Yeah, 4 of Fire in reverse, listed as manifestation. And then Ace of Cups, the source. So when you're dealt with particular situations where home and hearth has been uprooted, and it hits its own tower moment, like this is a castle. This is a freaking castle. In its most domestic form. This is a tower moment in that place. And so when you look back at things, or if it's current, what's right in front of you, you have to treat the situation with love, which means that there's a sense of out of box thinking again, creativity, like you have to hit the refresh button. And creativity is about moving with the flow, not against its current. So whether you're looking back behind you and questioning, like, oh, is there a tidal wave coming? Is there, you know, having any question to your stance, they're saying negate that from your presence. Sometimes when we're faced with certain things and uprooting, you have to see it as in more of like a logical manner. You have to step outside of your feelings, but know that your feelings are still connected to it. And there's something more to say about that, though. I don't know. I think that's it. So this is paying attention also to your own cup, your own livelihood. And what came through? 2 of Air, inverted, status quo. This is also the realization that, like, if it's in front of you, and this is your present tense situationships, that sometimes you're like cock blocked from moving forward, from engaging. And that's 100% what I felt energetically. Not that I wasn't, oh yeah. According to some characters, that would be unwelcome, you know? I wouldn't say that for the particular child that was struggling, that that I was personally blocked off. I would say that when she was blocked off, everyone was blocked off. Or anytime that I was blocked off by her, that meant that she was blocking off everyone. And that's like the digestion that you have to allow. Give her breathing room. Allow her to feel her moments in its most intimate form. And a child is very receptive, is most receptive to all that's going on around her. So I would say, you know, when children hit, how do I say it? When humans encounter tragedies, particularly at a younger age, in a variety of forms, it gives them access to advantageous gifts because of having to having to sense things out, having to live life in its fullest moments. And so you don't want to disrupt their digestion of that, because they can make something absolutely great of themselves. Even if there's hiccups, even if there's mistakes, there's an allowance, a divine allowance that gives them credibility. Like, here, let me give you some extra gifts because there's a deficit in these forms. And if you force your way through, that can be a different type of tragedy. So what I've learned is that the most devious forms of energetics have these like a weed, like the very strong systems in place that keep them, I wouldn't say grounded, but almost stubborn within their hold. And so they end up working the left-handed path. However, all is not lost, and you know, I feel like all of us swap sides from time to time. But the most fruitful measures, hold on, I have a cramp in my foot. Hold on. That was an attack on my right foot. For sure, that was the first time that happened. But I know how to deal with that energy because it's similar to another intended position of pain that I've encountered on a regular. So that worked off really well. Okay, so moving with the right foot forward. I think that's as much as I'd like to say about that. There's more to say on the topic for sure, but this is looking at things from a factual point of view. So it's not mechanical, it is factual. Okay. Yeah. So the most complex energies that I've worked with, the most like guarded energies that I've come across, have become like hidden allies because they've processed life, they've come to see their own patterns, and in its repetitious form, like exceedingly repetitious forms. And when presented with me with my energetics as an anomaly, it hits the refresh button. In due time, the refresh button will be seen by these characters. And, you know, these energetics had to grow up too early. I don't want to judge it, okay? Early in life, earlier, yeah, earlier in life. But they're facing the same struggles as an adult would, obviously. I mean, that's just a different way to put it. So their practice at a young age gives them the ability to be so very, very powerful. In practicing with their gifts that they've discovered along the way. The part in, like, let's say Kung Fu is the discovery, the refresh button of its purposefulness and discernment on when to use it, and not using the blanket statement to approach their life experiences. So their discernment is very, very refined in the allowance of who's real and who's not. So when they finally see the refresh button, this Ace of Cups here, the intention behind a character with good form, it opens portals for them. And it also doesn't, how do I say it? Like, having a high guard is having yourself in good regard. A lot of people don't learn that in their mature ages. So with all due respect, the hidden benefit is the advantage in the level of discernment at an early age. Yeah, the practice of that. So, okay, gosh, oof. I didn't know we were going to go all there, but okay. But I have a sense that my divine collective is, you know, is, I wouldn't say troubled, but is concerned about that type of energy. So 6 of Swords in reverse. So this is clarity. This is the calm. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card. So it yeah, and like I said, it opens up portals for sure. Okay. So top of the deck, 8, it's strength. Holy smokes, this is fortified. So this is the reestablishment, like it's not just refortification, but like upgraded, it's like, this is like a hydrated root system, you know? So like, this is not just about survival, like a weed has to tough out situations, its living situation, like grab hold of any foundation whatsoever, even if it's like cracks in like dry ass dirt, through adaptation. But the evolution of knowing that there's more fertile grounds that affect and inevitably impact our root system. So that there's vitality, and yeah, on the same plane of existence. It's just logistics. Divine logistics. Yeah, so that was the top of the deck. So there is a display of strength in both avenues, or let's say all avenues, one in which we came from, and the 3 opted that you can opt into. Okay. So there are 2 people here, and so I'm gonna do 2 takeaways for you and the rest for me. So your first takeaway is 7 of Wands, tenacity, a huge advantage, chief style, right? Chief Raka. Yeah. Clarifier for that is Knight of Swords in reverse. This is, so, the trusted inputs, let's say this is an exterior character of concern, is no longer, an area of worry. And trust in due time that things will produce, its own abundance. And so this is a focal point. When you see this energetic rise, and they encounter a self-awareness of having an advantage of historic times as well as the path ahead, that's a triumph. That's a dual triumph. And you can do this by being objective and, like, detached. That energy reigns. That love language of the Ace of Cups, true source, tapped into true source, reigns above all. So that's your first takeaway. Your second takeaway is Two of Cups, love in itself. Like, love triumphs. For sure. Look, it's like someone that's prepped. It's not like popping the bottles or whatever. It's already filled. Like, you are expecting this to happen. It is a good expectation. If any expectation, love conquers all. And it's like a welcoming. It's a prepared welcoming. You wouldn't expect anything less. Because you see this energetic in a divine light, though it's encumbered by certain shadows, but it is present. So this is excellent. So it's like, this is prepped with the 2 cups already filled, abundant with its own stamens, its own means of fertility, one for me, one for you. So the what do you call it for that? The clarifier for that is 6 of coins, and it's listed as prosperity, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's reciprocity on an energetic level. Yeah, that's good. So blue-green is here, and it's, what it's telling me, blue-green is, the stone of, aquamarine. So that's something that you should work with. In fact, my nephew, got a card here that explains it. Where did I put you? Where did I put you? It is somewhere here. Oh, it's right here. It's right in front of me. Aquamarine. Okay. A stone of courage. Reduces stress and quiets the mind. Assists in resolving unfinished business. Promotes self-expression and clear communication. Soothes fears and sharpens intuition. Shields the aura and aligns all of the chakras. Okay. So that is a stone to work with, or a stone to gift, for such matters. All right. So my 3 takeaways are, first one, Queen of Cups in reverse, understanding the undercurrents, clarified by the unknown. So it's trusting in your intuition, like, and that of the collectives, the undercurrents of it, without having to, like, manage the flow of things. Because what's happening on surface isn't demonstrative of what's happening beneath the surface. Let's say underwater reserves. Like, there's a calm beneath all of it. And so it's just trusting in that reserve, as an individual and as part of the collective. Second takeaway here, and this is also managing the reserve of your own cup. Like, I have my own life too, that I need to look out for myself as a resource in order to be better capable of being present for that energetic, whether it's the frequency of frequency from the archive. Okay. So Page of Coins in reverse. Yeah. So it's investing in self. That is the cue. clarifier for that is Page of Cups. Yeah. Show it, like, when you invest in yourself, what better way to bring a good vibe of love? Hmm. Because when you're so enmeshed in difficult situations, that becomes like all that you see. That's what surrounds you. Um, mm, yeah. So you realize there's so much more to life than the here and now. That there's the biggest piece of the pie is that one which you haven't cut yet. So this is like the initiating point of like, oh, I just got my first slice and it was a shit show. Yeah. No, there's so much more to it. Okay. Um, yeah, perhaps those berries or whatever were like going like bad. And so it was positioned in this part of the pie. So, you know, there's more to it. Okay. Okay. So my third takeaway is the rising power, Ace of Wands. So this is also a good display of, let's say, passionate penmanship. We do have some writers here that have taken on tribal knowledge, as you see the totem here with wings in the background. Um, mm, um, so this is about your willpower, collectively speaking, from your ancestors, etc., how you were brought up. And this is knowing that you know better um, because of your own timing of events, how it was sprawled out for your deck, Tina. But this is not like I'm doing better than you or I'm better than you. This is saying that like I understand my position, I understand yours, and a good display of power is not by force. Um, yeah. Let me get a clarifier for that. 9 of coins in reverse. Accomplishment. I need to get another clarifier for that. 9 of fire in reverse. Master number 99 is a master performer here. It's low key, like on the down low, not in your face type of energy. Excuse me. It's knowing, like, sometimes when you force your way through, the next conflict that like you're trading off for is an area of codependence. And yeah, so while one can be injured, um like it's not necessarily forfeiting energy. It's like, stand back, something's about to happen again. You know, and so you don't want to be caught in the crossfire. You understand that there's going to be drive-bys per se at any given moment. So you have to steer away from that energy. Not that particular person, but the situation surrounding the person. That's what's best, because 2 heads are not better than one when someone's taken down. So there's that. Yeah, that's the truth of that. So this is the background scenario. You know, the people that do the magic behind the scenes, let's say filmmaking or whatnot, these are not focused on the energetics of self being like the actor or the actress, the one that takes up the stage, but the one that transitions, that assists with the transitions. Like the people moving like the backdrop between plays, the people like dressed in black and, you know, in shadows to move things about that don't necessarily, that are not meant to take up the spotlight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay. So a comprehensive card from my first off from my divine panel of 8. Like a summary card. Knowing Ace of Swords, that's nothing but the truth. That's Archangel Michael's sword with like happy face written all over it. Holy smokes, that's so crazy. It's knowing. And therefore wielding. And they're saying the wheels are turning. Wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah, so designated driver was the best choice for sure. Not just in having the position open and filling it, but the designated, the casting itself like was on point. Yeah, that's excellent. I want to get a clarifier for that. What is it? 10 of air in reverse, Phoenix energy. I was going to say something about this first, but anyway, let's do it now. Okay, so again, the 3-forked path, there's, right-handed path. All right. Yeah, right-handed path, left-handed path, and then there's the middle path with the swords. So it's like another reader I saw in her reading, or their reading, is taking the middle path. And this is soaring to new heights at that. Same color coding, like the truth is a blend of both paths. Though again, they would like to emphasize if you take the left-handed path, it doesn't eliminate you from steering into the right, and therefore also those that have initiated the right-handed path and excelled in that doesn't you know it's still non-discriminatory. You get what I'm saying? So this is staying sharp. With as much as you know, there's still much more to know. And but from the pace that we're going, it's this is excelling. So whoever's here that understands this energy and is like within the same frequency, they understand. So one card takeaway from my extraterrestrial divine fam. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Death. Ooh. And it landed on the ace of I'm sorry, the 10 of swords in reverse. So this is highly transformative. It links up like they are absolutely siding with this type of energy. But you cannot transform without that kind of like ego death, right? What is this? The Emperor's new robe, new clothing, something like that. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it has to fall reverse onto that. Like it's supposed to stay right there. Okay. So they said, wait. Let me go ahead and add to that first. So they're in alignment with that. Okay. So let's hit the renewal button. Okay. So my extraterrestrial divine fam, what do you want to say collectively? 5 of Cups in reverse, or 5 of Water in reverse, loss in reverse. So this is proper goodbyes, proper burials. What's said is said, what's done is done. There's no like sifting through anything at that point. This is excelling. So it's not just moving from one point to another. This is moving like above and beyond that point. Like you're in a different region. Let's say you're looking at a map and you want to isolate a certain place and, the stretch between here and there. It's so much of a span that it doesn't even, like, you can't capture them in both pictures, is what they're saying. So this isn't just proper burial, proper goodbyes, but this is like you're moved into another plot of land for sure. Okay. So the clarifier for that is 4 of Cups, satisfaction. So just because one is So again, this is a new level of happiness. 5 and the 4, it's 9 of Cups. This is the emphasis that this graduates you into a new period of like multiple choice questions. So there are other challenges up ahead, but the loss adds to this to the to your intelligence, basically, on the next level of options. Now, because we had 3 cards there, I want to see what my... I gotta do this. Okay, so what does my divine panel of 8 say with regards to this? Okay. So, like, you know, in court, um, they have to seek out the responses of both sides. And so this is a simple check-in to like kind of balance out, like, okay, so what do you have to say about this? Any judge that's fair is going to allow for that, you know. Otherwise I would have to say that's dirty. That's a dirty practice. But in my experience, I've seen both sides, but I was very lucky to land one that practiced very well within this energetic. So what does my divine panel of 8 have to say to with my extraterrestrial divine fam's input? 10 of fire in reverse. The founded power. Yeah, no, this is again within the same agreement. It's dropping the burdens of what's not yours. For sure. Okay, I think that's it. Holy smoke. So that's a Wolf Moon Bell project exclusively for my divine collective. That's crazy. So thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that the reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, and or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, patterned. Wait. I think let's start this again. I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, generate, multiply, and or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification of me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, and no attachment except for all bonus points included. Again, the refresh button is fully emphasized here, and keeping focused. I did notice that there were a lot of distractions that decidedly wanted to be present in the reading. And I'm not, this is not a blanket statement. Those that know what they're doing knows what they're doing. And I just wanted to kind of present that factor to my divine collective so that they're aware that when they're conducting business as usual and they're engaging in what they like know they do best, and there's what seems like an extended reach to what should be very simple in accessing, to remain like focused and hit the refresh button. It's okay to, you know, to start again or to restart, you know. So that's it for now. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of rollout. In light and love, I close the portals in this reading now. Oh, where's the X button? There we go.